Hello, my friends, and welcome to our next little camping adventure. Or I guess technically it's a winter camping adventure because it's the end of January. But here in Indiana, it's 40 degrees. And next week, we may even see 50. But that's our wacky weather. But anyway, I'm excited to get down to that campground. Cheers, folks. So we can relax and detach a little bit. Oh, and before I forget to mention, I have a surprise. Well, kind of, sort of. I've had several people ask to get a look inside of Big Red's setup back here, which actually changes seasonally, and I'll explain that later. But I have something in my build for all our new friends to the channel that I've yet to see anyone else use as far as their truck camping build. But we'll get into that when we get down there. So right now, folks, buckle up, and if I can get a hold of my seatbelt, and let's get down to that campground. Oh, you folks take care. Let's go. Welcome back, my friends. Well, we made it to our campsite. This is our campsite. Got Big Red parked and leveled. I'll get into that in a second. But we got a great view off the back, and this is another reason I love camping in the winter season, is there is nobody else here, which is fortunate because I didn't know it, but our next campsite is we're practically in it. Holy cow. I could throw a water bottle and hit the second campsite over. But here, let me show you something real quick. Pardon the jostling. Oh, and we got a mess to clean up. People, if you bring it in, take it with you. Holy cow, it's not that hard. But we got Red parked. The first thing I do is I break out a little pocket level and see how level he is. And he wasn't all that level. But something I do have that we haven't seen yet that I bring are leveling blocks. So that took a minute. We got him all leveled up. So we're ready to jump in the back here and give you that little tour. So give me a second here and we'll get right to it. Take care. All right, my friends, let's hop in the back of Big Red here. All right, pardon if I block any views. First thing, this is just simple. I got a little paracord tied here. That way, when I close up at night, I can just reach out, grab that cord, and close it back in, and then lock it from inside. Makes life easier. So, once I first land, get set up, I've got my board here, my fancy little leveling board. We make our coffee on. In here I have extension cords, the coffee maker, and a heater since it's winter. And this is basically my kitchen. right here. I got whatever I only pack what I need when I go on camping trips. I made the mistake early on when I started doing truck camping of taking everything and the kitchen sink. Whoa, big mistake. All right, so let's get some of this out of the way. Over here I have, this is, I just bring a jug of water. So when I call at night, I just make sure the campfire is good and out. And just some spare waters over here. My ladder to help. I can never work this thing properly. Get in and out of red. And a relaxing chair. So we get all that pulled out. This we're just going to set to the side. Out. And over here I have, for my 12-volt system, I've got just a 12-volt deep cycle battery that after every trip I just bring in the house and put it on a trickle charger. So, but I've got everything wired in here. What I have here is basically the cigarette adapter to 2 clamps. And I actually bought this, I didn't make it. I plug this joker in here, get him in there, and hook him up. I always do it in this order. I made the, that's a metal end on this thing, you might short something out. Oop, there we go. And back here I have a USB, so if I need to, for a couple of reasons, and I'll get into that in a second. But my mattress setup, since this is the winter setup, or what I call my winter setup, I currently have a twin XL mattress in there. In the spring through fall, I use an air mattress that I can roll up, and it gives me all this floor space. But what I have learned in winter camping is it gets pretty cold, and on top of an air mattress, not so much. Plus, I don't like leaving the air mattress in the back of the truck if it gets below freezing, because it's basically glorified plastic, and I'm afraid to damage it. Let's put it that way. Then I have a number of blankets here, and underneath all the blankets I have, it's hard to get to, but I have my 0-degree sleeping bag. I've got way more blankets in a sleeping bag than I need, but so it creates more of a cushion between the floor or the bed of the truck, which you see I have carpeted. I put that in, but I've got 2 layers of plywood. I have 1 layer that goes through the entire bottom of the truck, and I cut it or fit around the wheel wells, and there's another standard 4x8 sheet on top of that. And on top of that, I bought some 1/2-inch interlocking pads. I got them from Harbor Freight. They were pretty cheap, and they come in 4x4 squares that you put together like a little jigsaw puzzle. But it's basically a mat for people that stand at work and need some cushion. So I've got that on top of the plywood. That way, when I'm crawling around in here, it's easy on my knees. Then I threw carpet on top of that. All right, folks, give me a second, and we'll move the camera up here a little closer. And we'll crawl in here, and I'll got a couple of neat little things to show you. So hang on, we'll be right back. Take care. All right, my friends, I spared you watching me crawl into this joker. I've already tested the power, got to run around here, and I got my little heater going. I'll turn it off in a second just for noise. But I upgraded the one I had. I had a small one, and it did the job great, but it was just low, medium, and high, basically. And it was a struggle to keep an even temperature. But this one, I can actually set the temperature on. So when it gets to a certain degree, it'll shut off, and cools down and turns back on, so on and so forth. Right now I have it set to 75, which I'll probably cool down a little bit. Let's just go ahead and turn that off and scoot back up in here a little bit. And it's like, I mean, with all the blanket stuff, it's like a giant pillow. But I have on my 12-volt system, oh wait, be right back, give me 15 seconds. And we're back. The thing, when you hit turn it off, it's a 30-second countdown before it actually shuts off. It's just turn off. I have a couple switches here. One of them is for my lighting, internal lighting, which we'll leave on. And also back here, I have a couple more. Oh, the USB thing up front, that's because the air mattress I use, it's an autofill air mattress that takes a USB port. So I don't have to have, I've got my 12-volt battery and it pumps it up just fine. And I have a couple here for a couple things. One is I have two actually. This is just a backup. This is just a little, if I can push the button, hands are cold. Oh, there we go. Just a little backup nightlight, which I keep on the side over here, as well as a USB rechargeable fan. I usually set up in here, so I can just plug him in and hit the right button, and we have a fan. Comes in handy sometimes. It also, what I like about this fan, it's rechargeable. So I can charge it at home and throw it in here. And I have found that on its medium speed, what is this joker? Well, if I had brought my glasses in here, I'd read off to you what it is. But on medium speed, it'll last almost a day and a half. That's pretty cool. And also right here, I have another cigarette lighter adapter plug. That is for, let's see, so hold on a second. So I get to it. This joker right here. This is a rechargeable DVD player, which actually has, it's for at night. I like watching a movie or something. And that's why I built it the way it is. This is storage under here, and I have some bigger items in there, but nothing I use on a regular basis. But it just keeps it nice and neat and tidy. But I lay down, set this guy up, and then I can just kick back, watch a movie till I'm ready to go to sleep. But it is rechargeable, but it has an adapter. Oh, this is my new current night light. Got a little push button on top of it. That way I don't have to turn on all the lights in here and blind myself. We'll get to this guy in a minute. But I can plug it in here, since we have electric side, I can plug it in the electric. But when I'm at the primitive sites, which I spend the majority of my time, I have a 12-volt adapter for it. So I just plug that guy in here and plug it in my little DVD player and forget about it. And all of this is pretty low voltage stuff, since it's just a 12-volt system, but a lot of the stuff I can leave running all night long and still have plenty of battery left in the morning, which is pretty fantastic. Might as well just leave you out for now. We'll get to you. We'll be using you later. Let's see. We're getting to the best for last, sorry. Curtains. Now, I did install curtains in this thing early on, and they were just more problematic than anything. So now, I just have a couple of these that I've attached Velcro to. So at night, when I'm ready to go to sleep, if I can find the end, aha! Just pop that up there, pop that up there. Now I have a curtain, and I put one up on each side. I don't feel it necessary to go all the way to the back, but I just block out any side light. And it also helps create a little warm pocket back here. Let's go ahead and take you down for now, just for lighting issues, if we have it. Now, the one thing that I mentioned earlier, now I'm not saying it's not out there, but I've never seen anybody else with one of these, and that is a 12-volt ceiling fan. And what I have learned is this almost completely eliminates cold spots. Now, those that are familiar with truck camping or been truck camping, you know, in the winter camping, you get cold spots. This almost eliminates it. So I have up here, this is just attached with Velcro. I have my hangers up here, but I got the lightest piece of wood I could find. I got it at a hobby shop, and it actually looks like a little placard. but I wanted something with a bigger footprint because of those of you that have the truck campers with the carpet, you know, when it gets hot, they'll pull away. Things will, yeah, that glue that holds it on there it'll pull away. And I went through all of last summer with this joker, and up here, now I don't leave it up there. I do take it down and put it out per trip. But we'll just hook this guy up. Try to. Make sure I hit all the little doodads there. There we go. And I installed, I basically got an extension for a boat trailer or any trailer. So I could wire this in as a quick disconnect. Anyway, let's make sure it's off. Yeah, I think it is. I should probably mark those switches. All right. Because this is a dual switch here. And I have an extra little piece of Velcro up here just to kind of tuck the wires up. And then, ta-da! And I can let this run. I just got to be careful to keep my eyebrows out of it. But I can leave this running all night long and it doesn't drain out my battery. But typically what I do, and since I've got him hooked up, I'll leave him hooked up, is I'll run the heater. And as most of you know, heat rises. So from about this level up, it's nice and warm. But you got all these cold spots down through here. Oops. So what I'll do is once it's warmed up in here, I'll turn this joker on. And as soon as I turn that on, you feel this tremendous blast of heat just come right down on top of you. So once I've got the truck closed up, I'll let that run for a few minutes until it feels like the air's cooling down, and then I'll shut it off again. I only have to do this about 3 or 4 times. It's not that inconvenient. And then all that heat builds up, and I do it again. And what it's doing is pushing all this air around down through here. When I first turn it on, all that heat's coming down, and it's moving all this colder air back up. So once I cycle through that a few times, I can leave this on all night and keep an even temperature from, depending on, I mean, if it's sub-zero temperatures, it's going to be a little bit difficult. But if it's cold, below, just somewhere between 0 and 30, what I've learned is this keeps it warm. I mean, almost all the way down to the bed. I mean, you can put your hand down on the, put your hand down here and you can still feel cold, and obviously on the bare metal of the truck. But the ambient temperature in here is pretty constant. So it's awesome. And I put this up in the summer just to help keep cooler. And then lo and behold, I discovered that this winter, that if I just cycle it a few times, it just really helps keep an even temperature in the whole truck. So I'm comfortable. I just sleep great all night long. All right, folks, I've run on at the mouth enough. Oh, and this is just my bucket o' movies, depending on what my mood is. So right now, let's get a fire going and enjoy a cup of coffee. So you folks take care, and welcome to Big Red. Now, and I said this setup changes per season. I'm still running at the mouth. So this spring and fall, because I have something, you know, once I have the mattress out, I have all this extra floor space, and this spring and summer, I'll show you what I utilize that for. I actually have a table that fits in here and a chair, so I can actually just hang out back here comfortably. So you folks take care, and we'll be back shortly. All right, my friends, let's get this campfire going, and thank you for bearing with me. It might have been a little lengthy on the whole build setup, but I had several people ask about it, so I wanted to show you. So let's get a fire going and then get some coffee going. And it's everything, we've had constant rain here for the past 5 days, so everything's soaking wet. So we got our cardboard in the bottom, so that'll help. The fire will dry it out, just take some time. Let's get her, not exactly level in there either, is it? Some things for that fire to grab onto. Get her. And it's currently it's right about 40 degrees, which for me is fine. I know some people might think that's cold, but I do okay. The problems I have when it gets over 80. There you go, nice and set up. Get off my fingers. Sit you in there, you're going to catch good. Other stuff ready to go here. Aha! Gotta have that. There she goes. Need my shaky hands. Actually took some time during the rain to actually split some wood up. All right, well, we'll tend to this for a little bit, and then we'll be back here and enjoy some campfire time and some coffee. So you folks take care. Need these. Yeah, welcome back, my friends. We got a nice fire going. We got our coffee. Pardon me. Hard to move around sometimes in my old age. Cheers, folks. We have a very overcast day, and we drove through. Oh, we got a 50% chance of rain. Well, actually, technically, it was 48. We'll call it 50-50, but I think we're going to be all right. But there was, this morning, there was a heavy mist out, and we drove through some of that. I don't know if, on the drive down here, if the camera picked that up or not, but you could definitely see it on the windshield. Cheers again, folks. But it is so peaceful out here. Oh my gosh. Just getting the coffee ready. That was a long 4 minutes. But listening to the birds chirping and singing and flying around. And also, it's almost like I enjoy the sound of rain, which we pretty much have because of all the moisture on the trees dripping down. I haven't been hit by it yet, but I can see it on the hood of red. But this is nice. Cheers again, my friends. But I think we're going to accomplish our mission of relaxing by a campfire. We're going to make a good meal here in a little bit and just enjoy some of this peace and quiet and being detached from all the inner city noise, I guess you call it, even general neighborhood noise. Holy cow. So everyone, I'm going to kick back, enjoy this coffee. We got a little bit before dinner, and I'm going to tend to the fire and listen to the, let's see if you can hear it. I hope that you picked that up on the camera. That is not the fire popping. That's, you can, it's drops of water hitting the ground, which makes this pretty neat, really. I mean, you'd be outdoors and have the sound of rain without getting wet. Cheers, folks. And temperature-wise, for me, it's not bad at all. So, folks, appreciate y'all coming along. I truly do. So we're going to kick back and relax, play with this fire a little bit, and then we'll get us some dinner going. So you folks take care, and we'll be back shortly. Welcome back, my friends. All right, let's get dinner going. We had a nice time sitting there by the campfire relaxing too, but I'm getting hungry and it's getting late in the day. We just don't have a whole lot of daylight this time of year. It's really, it's horrible, but it's nice. So Well, let me get this set up here. I'll tell you what, I'm really enjoying this little stove my kids got me. I'll tell you what. As long as you can keep your canister at a decent temperature. And what we're making tonight, something simple, because we did have stuff in there. We did have a decent chance of rain, so I want to make something we can make quick and easy and simple. So we're having sloppy joes, and we're using 80-20 beef, and oh, if I can reach it, oh, my knee. Manwich bold. I like this better than all the other ones. So let's get this guy open. Everybody has their own way of opening these, I believe. Up there. And we'll get this to brown it. Oh, there. I like to get prepped first before I fire it up. There we go. Brought a trash bag. Oh. Okay. All right, we're going to get this a going. Oops. That's the ejector button. There we go. All right, let's get to cooking. Well, our hamburger's almost done, folks. Give me a few more minutes and we can add our sauce. Well, we'll drain it off first. Oh. All right, we're all drained off. Now we're ready to add our super sauce here. You doing it? Now, typically, well, you know, wipe that off. I don't use the whole can by any means. It's just a little bit too saucy for me. So probably 3/4. Sit you down. Let me heat back up. All right, there we go. Actually, I turned it off by accident. There we go. That's the sound we're looking for. All right, folks, won't be too long. We'll be sitting down at the dinner table. Appreciate y'all coming along so far. And I'm looking forward to a nice hot sandwich for dinner. Though it doesn't seem too cold out here. To me, anyway. I'm sure others would disagree. And that's perfectly fine. Well, you folks take care, and we'll be eating soon. Ah. Bring that down a little bit. Oh, it smells so good. All right. See about plating up. All right, folks, I'm going to plate up and then we're digging in. Take care. Ah, we made it to the dinner table. Holy cow. All right, let's get these covered up. This bun's warming up. It's going to be sloppy, but it's a sloppy day. But I also brought, which I made at home. Ah, make sure I have a fork. And everything, it's not raining, but everything just feels damp. There's still a low mist in the air. Hopefully it doesn't mess up with the camera. I guess I'll find out in editing. But homemade coleslaw. I thought that sounded good. So we'll get some on the plate. Oh shoot, just might as well put it all on there. It will not see the ride home. I do love coleslaw. So while the buns are still warming up, let's try our coleslaw. Fantastic. Pardon me. Cheers, folks. Ah. That didn't spot. Really? Oh, there's a whole bunch of geese. Oh, there's a... I couldn't tell before. I thought it was overcast, but there's a fog dropping in because I can tell by looking at the geese flying through there. So let's dig into dinner here. Get it, trying to get it all over me. Fantastic. It's another reason I want to bring coleslaw, because it gives it, you know, need a crunch with dinner of some sort, and this does the job well. Almost tear into that again. Oh, it's so good. Here's the spot. I was getting pretty hungry. Cheers, folks. Well, everybody, I'm going to tear into dinner here, and then we're going to get us some more coffee. I'm going to have my cup here. Well, it's empty anyway. So you folks take care, and we'll see you by the fire here in a little bit. Welcome back, my friends. I made us a fresh cup of coffee. Cheers. We got all our mess cleaned up, put away. It's still, it's starting to get a little chilly, so I put my jacket on. But it's not bad at all. And it's peaceful and quiet. Oh, I need to stoke up this fire, which I'm going to do here directly. But I appreciate y'all coming along on this little adventure. It's been nice. We got to get out here and relax. It's peace and quiet. And listen to the, in a left-handed way, listen to the rain. Like I said, there's a mist right now. So water's collecting on the trees and the limbs. Pardon my tongue-tied there. So it sounds like it's raining. I mean, it's almost like a gentle rain. Let's see if I can shut up here for a second, see if you can hear that. I hope you could hear that. It's very relaxing. Oh my gosh. So that's going to be nice tonight. We're not supposed to have any rain tonight, but this mist is supposed to hang on and fog move in. So it might be foggy in the morning. We'll see. Well, everybody, I hope you appreciated a little tour of Big Red back there. Like I said, that build's going to change probably in the spring, definitely before summer. I'm just hesitant about having an air mattress back there because, I mean, this is the end of January, so we still got February. And February is usually a colder month for Indiana than January, of all things. We'll have our spells of cold, but that's about it. But our weather is so weird. I mean, it's in the 40s. It's been nothing but rain for the past 5 days. I mean, real rain. And it finally let off. And next week, we're going to have highs in the 50s. So our next trip is going to be even a little bit warmer, but it's going to turn cold. I guarantee you it's going to turn cold again. Cheers, folks. Back to Big Red now. In all honesty, folks, you probably won't catch me cooking back there hardly at all. I mean, I do have an electric skillet, so we might break that out, but I'm just not one to have an open fire or open flame in the back of the truck. Primarily due to my own limitations. If something bad were to happen, I'd have a hard time getting around in there, just because of, you know, my knees and whatnot. I don't move as quickly as I used to because I'm getting up there in years. I do carry a fire extinguisher, but if I didn't mention it, I do have an electric skillet. So we'll probably on a bad weather day, we'll probably cook something up in the back of Red. But I spend, other than sleeping, I spend all my time out here unless it's just miserable. But I've been, knock on something there, I've been fortunate that I haven't had that issue. Cheers again, folks. Oh, that fire needs some tending. Well, my friends, I do appreciate y'all coming along on this little adventure. It's been a good one. Relax, quiet, peaceful. We've got the whole campground to ourselves. Holy catfish. I haven't even seen a car. This is great. Well, everybody, y'all take care. I'm going to tend to this fire a little bit, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, campers. Cheers. We've got some geese moving around this morning. I wonder if they're headed back north now. The direction they're flying, I think they're going sideways, not north or south. Oh, but this is a nice morning. It's a little chilly out, but it's a good morning. It's oh, they're gonna go. Oh, there they are. Well, forgive the geese for a second, my friends. You just barely see them. There's like a fog up there. You just barely make them out. The big flying V. Well, that's pretty neat this morning. Personally, I'm not a fan of the goose. As a lot of you know, in the back of my house, I have a pond back there. The geese get in there and they get up in my yard and they get up on my deck, and it's a mess. Oh, so yeah, they're not my friend. But they're neat to see out in the wild. Better here than in my backyard. Cheers, folks. Oh, but it's a nice, peaceful morning. A little cool, but not bad at all. The breeze is a little bit more than we had yesterday. That's okay. But I think I do believe we had a pretty good adventure. We got out here. It's peaceful. It's quiet, relaxing, and got to enjoy. I don't know what to call it. This rain without rain. I think it was just pretty neat last night, sitting around the campfire, listening to the water coming off the trees, and keeping completely dry. Just like sitting to a nice, quiet, gentle rain and a campfire. It was a pretty neat combination, I have to admit. Well, folks, I just want to say how much I appreciate y'all coming along on my little adventures. This was a good one. Just so we can get out, detach, and relax, and get away from things in general. Well, folks, here's to you. Cheers. You take care, my friends, and as always, I'll see you soon.